March kicks off with a nationwide celebration of literacy through Read Across America. It's an initiative that inspires children and adults alike to dive into the world of books. Nothing like the smell of a book. I don't know about you. I'm not into like reading on the phone. I want to see a book and smell a book and see the illustration. It's exciting. In Monmouth County, the effort is being championed by County Commissioner Erik Anderson, who serves as a liaison to the Monmouth County Library System. Commissioner Anderson joins us now. Good morning, and thanks for joining us this early morning.
Thanks for having me, Ken. Great to see you. So,
You
we're
bet.
very
Same
excited
here.
here in
Well,
Monmouth County. Oh, sorry
it's
to
a
talk
big
over you.
deal.
I apologize.
That's all right. No, we do it all the time. There's a delay, so it's all good. Can you tell us why the initiative is so vital for shaping young minds in Monmouth County and across the state, too?
Well, there's a real emphasis and push to get children off of the devices to one like you just held up and actually getting their nose into a book. Monmouth County Library System is one of the best in the state, and we're really pushing this initiative. The Board of Commissioners are working really, really hard to put an emphasis on this important week and the entire month and getting kids out and getting them engaged and getting them involved in reading books. And our library system is doing a bunch of events this week and throughout the month to really foster that and encourage Read Across America.
So Read Across America kicked off yesterday, right? It coincides with Dr. Seuss's birthday. And that's, by the way, how I learned to read. The Green Eggs and Ham was my book. My mom had worked in Montessori schools. She taught. She I remember when I was 2.5, people say, you can't remember at the age of 2.5. I remember at 2.5, literally learning Green Eggs and Ham beginning to end. So that has a special place in my heart. I know they've said all sorts of things about Dr. Seuss. I give him an absolution, though, because he helps so many kids to read. So what is the significance of tying the celebration to this iconic figure in children's literature?
I mean, Dr. Seuss, everyone has read Dr. Seuss. I have three boys, 17, 14, and 12, and it was a staple in our household. And he's an icon. And he's really been kind of that gateway for our younger learners to get excited about reading. Green Eggs and Ham. Those books are things that children will remember. And when they started this program back in 1998, they used his legacy to kick it off, and it's been growing stronger ever since. And Dr. Seuss is part of this process and shouldn't be forgotten.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, not only does he make reading fun, because of the rhyming, etc., it helps you memorize. The way I learned it, and I'm sure a lot of kids learned it, is by memorizing the poetry of it. That when you see the words, you start to associate. So what I was able to do was I had the memorization of the words, and then look down, and my mother would say, "Well, that's that word, and that's that word," and that's how I was able to learn to read. So I suddenly started to spot letters and phrases and figured it out. So before I was 3, I learned to read because I was fortunate enough to have a mom who sat down with me and kind of went over books like that. But I'm sure millions of kids learned to read because of Dr. Seuss. Now, the National Education Association has focused recent themes on diversity in reading, which is so important. This year's being Create and Celebrate a Nation of Diverse Readers. How do you see this emphasis on inclusivity playing out in the programs and resources that you offer in the Monmouth County Library System?
So we're very fortunate. Our system itself is one of the largest circulating libraries in the state. We have almost 2 million items in our library. We over have 100,000 digital books. And very importantly, we also have a number of materials, I think over 20,000 in different languages. So we really work hard in the library system to reach all segments of Monmouth County, and work very hard to make sure there is something for everybody, whether you're 90 years old or 5 years old. And it's an emphasis in our system.
Yeah, it's funny. I recently moved, Commissioner, and one of the things I found in a box was my library card, because I'm born and raised in Westchester County, and I found my library card from when I was maybe 8 years old. And back then, they used to have a machine that pressed a little metal plate that had a number on it. That's how they had a record of who took out the book. And just seeing that card brought back so many memories, because for me, having access to a library like that meant literally access to the world. You had access to the knowledge of the universe. And I used to get excited about going to libraries. And that's what I think so many kids lose by going to the electronics. Yeah, technically you have access here, but you don't know what you're going to get. When you see the big picture in front of you and you see all the thousands of books in front of you, there's so much more excitement, I think. And there is something about the scent of a book. It's kind of engrosses all of the senses. Now you've had the chance to participate in Read Across America events. You read to elementary school students. What's it like to see the impact of going to these events firsthand? And is there a specific moment that sticks out in your mind?
It's amazing, and you are right. You know, there's nothing better than walking into a library and actually seeing the books. And you know, when we have the opportunity, and I've had the opportunity to go to read to students, you know, initially they look at it as, oh, good, we get a break from classroom time. And then I like to go in and read books about the importance of elections and voting and historical, you know, important historical American figures. And it's great because they always ask amazing questions. And it's fun for me because I get to do it often in my hometown where I used to be mayor and went to grammar school. So I've gone and had an opportunity to go read to classes and actually have had my kids in the classes. So it's a neat treat, and it's fun and it's exciting, and it's always great when the kids ask questions and actually are engaged.
It's amazing. And Monmouth County, by the way, is a beautiful county. Somebody coming from lower New York State, I only visited Monmouth for the first time about 7 or 8 years ago. And the beauty of the county is just stunning. And you guys have 13 different library branches in Monmouth County. What resources would you encourage families and individuals to explore during Literacy Month?
So we have so many diverse programs throughout our branches, from our headquarters in Manalapan to the Eastern Branch in Shrewsbury and everywhere in between. Something that is really neat that I really enjoy is that we have like sensory playroom for children that also encourage, you know, reading. So you need to come and check out our children's sections. They're great. They foster learning. It's a comfortable environment, and they have great programs for the children and the parents. So I would definitely recommend that you know, people in the county and even people throughout the state come and visit everything we have to offer in our great system.
So you talk about parents too. So this isn't just for kids this month, it's also for adults because there are a lot of adults, let's face facts. A lot of adults don't read because they either have challenges reading or they just simply do not take the time to read. And I always find that when you force yourself to just set aside some me time and read a book, go on vacation, buy the I always look forward to when I'm going on vacation to finding the book. I make it an event. Find the book you're going to read when you're on vacation and just make that something you look forward to. And that's just your time. That's just so exciting. And you just can't do that reading on a phone. It's just different. What is your message to viewers about making reading a daily habit, whether it's for learning, work, or just for fun?
I'm a big believer. I try every day to read 10 or 20 minutes of just something unrelated to work, unrelated to being a commissioner. You know, it's my time, kind of like you said, Ken. Get an opportunity to either explore the world or learn something different. You know, I'm about to go away, and I've actually did the exact same thing you did, and got the book that I want to read while I'm going to be out of town, because that's my time, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I really encourage everyone who's watching to put the device down. Take 10 minutes, invest in yourself, read a book. And if you get a chance, come and see one of our 13 great branches and libraries in Monmouth County. And Ken, you're more than welcome to come back and visit whenever you want to. We'd love to have you.
Like, I just, you know, I'm even confused about how it works because I live part-time in Florida and part-time in New Jersey. I go back and forth. I'm a resident of Northern New Jersey, though, legally. Just can you get a library card anywhere in the state and go to any library, or do you have to get it within the county?
You have to get it within the county. So, but even if
Okay.
you're out of Monmouth County, you can still get a library card.
Okay, that's easy enough. Easily said. Can you do it online?
I believe you can. Yes, if you go to monmouthcountylib.org, check it out. You can get a library card there.
See how I put you on the spot? Because that means I'm going to go online after the show this morning and do it. So I will do that. Monmouth
Great.
County Commissioner Erik Anderson, please don't be a stranger. You come back anytime. And thank you so much for being with us this morning. It sounds like it's going to be a great month.
Thank you so much, and you have a great day, Ken.
You too, Commissioner. Thank you, sir.